Hey, Gemini, intuitive soul coach here with your November 2023 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below your video. All right, welcome. This is good for any and all placements of Gemini in your chart. Now, you received a few bonus cards here, Gemini, and you had the gears and the Buddha fly out on almost opposite spectrums. And it means that you've been putting a lot of hard work towards your life's purpose. This is more than just money for you. Even though the money is good and you want to manifest more of it, you're looking to the deeper aspect of it. And that's where that true wealth comes from. This is also about spiritual wealth. Some of you, you're being divinely guided at this time. You do have the gears card showing up. So hard work, right? Putting your plans into motion. For some of you, it's building a business, building a reputation, building and climbing the corporate ladder if you work in the corporate world. But there could be a little bit of a pause, a reflection, a time to relax, recoup, and enjoy the blessings that your hard work has gotten you to this point, because this is also about taking a little bit of time off, because in the recent past there's been a lot of busy energy. So in the month of November, you could be planning a trip. Maybe there is a little bit of family time. You're getting out there a little bit more and doing things that bring you pleasure and bring you joy. Not that your job doesn't. Now, if you work in a career where it has been quite challenging, maybe you don't love it, perhaps you've hit a glass ceiling, there's a lot of soul searching for you this month. A lot of deep thinking, but yet tuning into your heart space. This is about meditating and going within and saying, okay, what else is out there? So it's expansive thinking. You're being divinely guided at this time. Now, you would make a wonderful counselor, Gemini. You are being divinely guided to, they're giving me the phrase, move mountains, move mountains. So for some of you, it may feel at times like you're moving mountains, and you could also help other people, whether it's other people within their own business, whether you are a counselor, a coach, a mentor. Some of you may work with your hands. Maybe you lift heavy things. That could be the symbology for lifting mountains or moving mountains. Some of you, maybe you're traveling near or moving, or you will be by the mountains. Definitely teamwork coming in here as well. Teamwork making that dream work. It wouldn't surprise me if there are partnerships, organizations, collaborations, volunteer, family getting together, because the gears, it shows up a little bit segregated here. But I see that something is moving closer together. It's like what you've been wanting is slowly manifesting within the physical realm here on earth, because that spiritual and that earthly is meeting, right? And so you have the Buddha showing up in the present month of November. So this is a very powerful month for you to look at things from all different perspectives, to look at wealth in more than just one form. You're seeing the wealth that's abundant and plentiful all around you, which is truly the gift. Now, you have 3 cards showing up in your near future. Okay, you have the Tower. It's in reverse, but this isn't typically like the Tower in the traditional tarot. However, it can be, but this is about you winning or building your business, or building some sort of stability from a situation that had been hidden from you, or from someone who may have been a little bit deceptive. Okay, this can also be you getting into alignment with your own soulful goals, right? No longer hiding your authenticity. The masks are off here, and I feel like that's why the mask and the Tower shows up together. Other people are seeing who you are on a root level, on a soul level here. You have the Tower, which is about earning power. It is about earning your keep, as well as building a business. It's about making sound decisions that are going to affect you financially, in your career. This is also about power. Some of you, you went through a little bit of a power play, a power struggle with someone who wasn't being completely honest. There could have been, again, deceptive energy or a little bit of betrayal. There could have even been theft, right? Someone may have stole your ideas, stole your projects. For some of you, just a small percentage, you may have felt like someone stole your identity or they were copying you, because I'm getting the words here, copycat. Okay, so someone may have been copying you, but I feel like you are moving into this hidden potential, right? You're moving into the unknown. This can be about acting. It can be about assisting. It is about finding more money as well. Some of you may have been saving pennies, but I feel like those pennies have grown into something quite lucrative. And you are seeing here that as you're turning the pennies into something quite beautiful. You could be turning those pennies in literally. For others of you, those pennies are amounting to, it could even be that you're buying a home out of the pennies that you've been saving. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like you put a little bit of money over here to the side that you've been accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. And now something is coming to a really bright idea or fruition because you have the light bulb. Right? That's showing up with the tower and with the mask. And this is about lucrative ideas, new income source. Yeah. So some of you, if you started out, on a side project or a hobby or a business where you were making a little bit, you're going to see that a little bit turns into a lot. And it's not just physical or money in the form of currency. I feel like it's wealth in a plethora of different ways around you. A lot of you are entrepreneurs. You are maybe CEOs. You could be leaders. Maybe you're on, again, I'm getting that a lot of you are, if you work in the corporate world, you're being divinely guided to take a new direction, to do something on the side, to build up your talent over here or work on something new, something that creates that spark within you that really allows you to be who you are on that soul level with the Buddha right in the middle of your reading. This allows your creativity to flow. It could be even a new income source where those pennies are going to turn into something quite abundant for you. It's about inspiration, entrepreneurship, building your reputation up here with a mask. Some of you could even be acting. You could be in front of a camera. I'm also feeling here for some of you, this does have to do with social media. Maybe it's influencing or learning more about social media or an online presence, an online community here. So this is quite beautiful energy. I don't even mind seeing the tower and the mask because I feel like this is something that isn't affecting you in a negative way where maybe it did in the past. You're actually using this to your advantage, right? Whatever masks are coming off or whatever you're able to now see that you weren't able to see, or if someone maybe stole your ideas, you're getting to the soul of a lesson or of an opportunity here, and it's quite abundant. Now you do have the spending card showing up here. You have the entry level card as well. So for some of you, this is about maintaining and keeping that beginner's mindset because there's always room for expansion, right? Expansive thinking. Even if you've been doing something for quite some time, right? You could be really, really great at what you do. But there's always new improvements. There's always new technology, new tools. So for example, let's say you are a brain surgeon. Just throwing this out there. If you're a brain surgeon, that's really awesome, right? But let's say that you went to school, you have not just the education, because that takes a lot of schooling, but you also have a lot of practice under your belt, but you're constantly learning. You have to stay up to date with the new procedures, new tools, new regulations. It's not just a one and done. That's what I'm getting here for you with this entry level card. There's some new class or a certification. You're being divinely guided to move in a new direction to increase your skills, regardless of how good you are or if you've just started. Okay, so really powerful energy coming in here. Now, for some of you, Gemini, do watch your spending. Okay, this is an interesting message. Some of you, because we have the mask card, I feel it's important to take a look at your passwords. If you are the type of person that has the same password all across the board, you may want to update your password. There could be some sort of a breach. Now, this may not affect you directly. This could even be global, where there's a global breach. Okay, where maybe a password or a company has been attacked. I'm getting that here. So again, please don't let it bring in a fear-based energy. I feel you will be protected. But there could be talk about this and it may worry you as well. But because I'm getting such a powerful energy from the light bulb here, I feel like, yes, you are divinely protected, especially with the Buddha. Okay, you have being guided, you have divine path. So you'll know if something is, something feels off, or if you hear about something here. Okay, so you may want to change your passwords, update your information. You may have a credit card that expires. Maybe you pay for a certain bill each month and it comes out of an account. Perhaps you have a credit card deadline, and then, just be cautious of these things so you don't get an overdraft fee, or, something shows up where it could be difficult later on for you. But I do feel this energy of protection. So maybe just you knowing about this can help you. Or if it is something that comes up on a global level, trust that you are protected. Just send out that energy of protection, love, raising the vibrations. You could be spending a little bit of money this month. Maybe you are traveling. For others of you, you could be buying holiday gifts. There could be a birthday showing up. You could be budgeting as well. I see both the energies here, where someone could be spending a little bit, someone could be reining it in, just depending on where you are at here. But I am getting the energy of budget. You can see that there's a lot of numbers written down. You may be seeing if budgeting a certain car, a vehicle, a refrigerator, an expense. You may see if it works within the budget here for you. I feel that yes, it does, but pay attention to an interest rate. Okay, I just heard that. Pay attention to an interest rate, because you don't want to get robbed. Of course, shop around. Make sure that you are double checking. If you are purchasing a vehicle, or if you're shopping around for something, you don't want to get robbed or scammed out of money. Okay, and I feel if you're doing your homework here, or if you get a second opinion, I feel like there will be a better offer coming in, one that aligns with the budget. Okay, one that's not going to cost an arm and a leg. All right, what else do we have here, please, for Gemini? Okay, Gemini, I'm getting, I don't know if this is a crystal, if it's a name, if it's a place, but I'm getting ruby. Ruby. Now, I don't think that's your birthstone, Gemini, but I'm getting ruby here for you. So ruby could be the name of a grandmother. It could be the name of a street. It could be a crystal you're working with. Please take it as it resonates. Now, we do have interview showing up here. Now, some of you, this is an interview for a new position. It could be a promotion. For others of you, you could be interviewing assistants to come on board or work with you as well with the assistant energy. I also get that if you are interviewing for a loan, or you're meeting with someone, there could be a contract or a negotiation coming in here for you as well with that interview. Let's get one final card here before we jump into your Celtic cross. What do we need to know, please, for Gemini? Payday. If you are applying for that loan, right, I feel like it's going to come through. Or for those of you that are asking for maybe even an advance, or if you are looking to increase your money or your budget, payday is a great card to have. Beautiful. It looks to be a really good month for you. Gemini, I'm not even worried about this mask card. I feel like this has to do, for the majority of you, really being authentic, right? Letting yourself be seen, be heard. This is showcasing your gifts, your skills, your talents. Someone may have talked negatively about you, or there may have been some sort of gossip. But I feel like the people that know you on a soul level, they're going to know that something isn't true. It was fabricated. And if it is drama that's stirred up here, right? Not my monkeys, not my circus. Just remember that, okay? Not my dishes, not my sink. You don't have to be part of some sort of drama, Gemini. Now let's take a look at the heart of the matter. I'm just going to pull from this deck because it is really difficult to shuffle, although I shuffle the cards numerous times prior. But let's just take a look at the heart of the matter for you, Gemini. You have the Page of Pentacles, beautiful, because I was getting that beginner's mindset, which can be represented in any of the page energy. But this Page of Pentacles, this is manifesting a new financial or physical opportunity. So there could be a message regarding taxes, regarding a rebate, regarding some sort of investment, job, or even a financial win. You could also be talking to a financial advisor, an accountant, a financial institution. Some of you may work in sports broadcasting, or you may have maybe your favorite sports team. There's something with sports coming up here for you as well. Maybe you meet someone that is wearing a sports hat that has maybe a team on their hat or on their shirt. I also get here NY, so it could be New York. I don't know what team, but I'm getting New York. Some of you could be from New York. Please take that as it resonates. But with this camel showing up, representing the Page of Pentacles, I'm definitely getting here a delivery of news. And camels, right, they have all their reservoir. They keep their water. They keep their, hydration, or what they need in their hump. At least I believe they do. So this is about a quest, right? A quest for wisdom, which, hello, Buddha, right? This is a big quest for wisdom. So a lot of you could be having an epiphany, a breakthrough moment, or an aha moment in the month of November that changes the game, that alters the game in a big way. Because remember, you have the light bulb here, Gemini. This is about inspiration. It is about creativity. It's about new ideas, right? New income. This is a blessing. And for some of you, maybe it was a blessing in disguise with the Mass card showing up here. Maybe a tower moment did happen in the past for you, and now you're seeing that it was a blessing. That happened for me many, many years ago when I worked in the corporate world. There was some stuff that went down, and I was very fearful of taking the leap of faith. But ultimately, the tower moment, I wasn't able to necessarily see it at the time, even though my soul knew, right? My soul knew, but sometimes that ego comes in, and we let the fear, and we let the self-talk, and we let the what ifs, and we let all the physical kind of take us over with the gears. We get in our head a little bit too much, and I'm an air sign like you, Gemini. I get in my head. So we know that something is for our highest good, but we don't always see it that way when we're in the thick of it. And I feel like now you're able to see that there is a silver lining. There's some sort of blessing coming out of something that may have been difficult for you. Okay. I'm also getting here money in the pocket is what I'm hearing. Money in the pocket. So you could find money in a pocket, or you have a little bit more money in your pocket. Instead of, the saying, you got a hole in your pocket, which means money is coming in, money's going out. I feel like this means that you could be saving on something. So do your homework, plan, budget, because I feel like there's money coming in or money in the pocket here. Now, this is about abundant harvest with this Page of Pentacles. I really like this for you because it means skills, right? It talks about skills, and it talks about training. I'm also getting here, and actually, look at that. That's some sort of sport, right? It could be skating. Maybe it's a sport that has a helmet. For some of you, it may be the energy of competitiveness, but you're protected, right? You have the gear that you need. There could even be some sort of workman's comp or compensation due to something that maybe you were protected from, maybe some sort of insurance, okay? Insurance claim, insurance payout. But this is also about conserving your energy. So I feel that it's important that you put your time and your energy into the things that are growing, but allow yourself to take a breath. Allow yourself to come up for air as well. Conserve your energy, Gemini, because you're going to need it here with this inspiration that comes in. And you're going to want to focus more of that energy that you've conserved into what's going on over here, because this looks quite delicious for you. All right, what's the challenge here for Gemini? What's the block, the challenge, or what's crossing your energy, and how can we help you move through it? We have the Seven of Pentacles, course correct, right? Reaping what you've sown, and it shows up as the rabbit here. So yes, you've made choices. You've maybe put your energy into a person, place, or thing that it didn't grow, right? It didn't grow in the way that you thought it would. But you're being guided to move in a new direction and stay consistent to it, because sometimes, so for example, let's say you plant a garden and you've done all the work, you've rototilled, you've been out there weeding, and you've planted, you've got the best organic seeds, and you've been out there putting so much time and energy into it. But due to maybe some sort of external circumstance, maybe the soil was bad, it wasn't as fruitful or abundant. Maybe there was a drought that year. Maybe there wasn't enough sun. Maybe there wasn't, enough of something, because you were truly meant to kind of veer off in this other direction. And maybe there was no harvest or crop, or maybe you pulled out a carrot and it was this big instead of this big, right? So you may be saying to yourself, well, I don't want to do that again. But it doesn't mean that you can't plant another garden, but you may need to look elsewhere if you want to get a bigger carrot, right? And so I feel for you, this is a course correct. And the challenge for you may be to look at a new place to grow your garden, but you may still be trying to put all your energy into that garden and saying, well, there's really potatoes over here that are growing. They may be that big, but are they really truly going to feed you? Right? So I feel like the challenge for you this month is to take a look at where you are putting your energy. Is it beneficial to you? Is it harming your mental, physical, emotional health? Or are you being divinely guided to move in a new direction here? So for those of you that have planted a garden and it's abundant and it's fruitful, awesome. This could be about incorporating new growth, right? Maybe you expand on that garden. Maybe you decide to plant some pumpkins next year. Maybe you decide to add some grapevines. So whatever this is here for you, and of course, I hope you're following me. This is all symbolic. I mean, some of you, maybe you really are planting a garden, but the challenge is about perspective. It all comes down to perspective for you. And it says here constancy as well. So stay consistent to your efforts, but allow yourself to take a little bit of that time to reflect, to evaluate, to pause and smell the roses in a sense. Pause and smell, and pause and take a look and see, how does this feel? Does it feel good eating that very tiny carrot? Yes, there's a little bit of growth there and you feel good, but yet there's also a piece of you that thinks, wow, it could benefit so much more and not be as hungry if I were to grow, bigger vegetables over here, or if I were to add on, I could add more. But it's not necessarily just in the physical. Even though the Page of Pentacles and this page, the Seven of Pentacles, they can be very earthly. Some of you are very focused on your material, on your physical, which is okay. But if it's not helping the body, if it's not bringing in prosperity, some of you are cutting your losses and you're moving on. Okay, I do get that strongly, but I feel like there is a recuperation here. There is a blessing that maybe you can't see. Maybe you do see it in the coming month, but I feel like you're only going to be inspired to move forward. Let's take a look at the foundation. What's below you here? The Six of Wands, beautiful. You're meant for success, Gemini. You are meant for success. You're a very successful person. You're very fiery, even though you are an air sign. A lot of you have this tenacity about you, this fire, this shining of your inner light that people are attracted to. They gravitate towards you. You're very communicable. You're very intelligent. You have a brilliant mind, and you're very charming. A lot of you are very smooth talkers. You can talk your way in or out of any situation. And this is about you being able to, again, shine your inner light. And that's what I see here with the mask, with the light bulb. Whatever this so-called tower may have been for you, and it may have not been represented as the traditional tower. For some of you, it could have been a sound decision that was made either on your behalf or the behalf of someone else. But you're going to open yourself up here because the masks are off, and this is about you shining that inner light within you. Some of you are going off on your own. For others of you, you're working for someone else, or you're putting your gifts out there on the line, and that's vulnerability at its peak. But when you're vulnerable, that actually is your greatest strength. When you allow yourself and put yourself out there, put your gifts and your skills and your talents and all of you, when you lay it all on the table, Gemini, I feel like there's going to be glory, and there has been in the past, right? And you want that to come in again. And that may be why you're fighting so hard for something, but it's so difficult. You can put all the work you want into that garden, but if the environment isn't right, if that soil isn't good, or if there's a drought or there's external circumstances that can come in and kind of alter it, there's no wishful thinking, no manifesting that can make that carrot grow any bigger. So a lot of you, I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to really move forward. You're being divinely guided to go in a new direction here. And I like this because it is about perspective as well. And that may be the direction. Maybe it's not even physical for some of you, which I think it is because we have double pentacles energy here. So for some of you, maybe you think it's physical, but it has to do more with the emotional, the soul truth of it all, with the Buddha card showing up here. Maybe it is more of that perspective change than it is a physical change. Please take that as it resonates. Now, the Six of Wands below you says that, yeah, you know what it feels like to shine your light. There's been moments of glory, and that could be why it's so difficult at times to kind of shift gears. And I'm getting that here with the gears, like shifting gears, going in a new direction here. Yes, plans have been put into motion. Your hard work is going to pay off. Money may be flowing, but you could be asked to expand the mind, expand your consciousness, expand your ideas. I just feel like there's a lot of growth here, internal growth that leads to external growth. So take a look and see. Maybe this garden isn't, maybe you have your mind set on planting carrots each year, but maybe carrots don't grow good in that spot. Maybe, corn does. So you could just be switching crop as well. So this is perspective shifts at a larger scale, larger level here. All right. How would you like, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, so what's in the past is the Eight of Swords, getting out of your own way. We trip up over our own selves, over our own thinking, self-sabotaging behaviors, subconscious beliefs that come creeping in. I don't mind seeing this in the past position though. The woodpecker, you know what woodpeckers do? They can be loud and annoying, and they're banging in the same spot over and over and over, right? Because they want to get to the hole so they can get the ants and they can get their food. There's two ways to approach this. Again, two different perspectives. We can bang our head against a situation over and over and over, maybe expecting to get some different results. You know what the definition of that is, right? Say it with me, insanity. Again, not calling you insane, Gemini, although you may feel insane at times. Or you can continue working at something with that perspective of, okay, I'm going to keep working on this because I know that once I get there, I'm going to have the fruit of my hard work, right? If a woodpecker keeps on pecking in that spot, he's ultimately going to dig that hole so he's able to get to, the food that he needs. But if he doesn't get to it, or if he does and he finds out that there's no food in that hole that he's kind of been working on, he's going to go elsewhere. So the Eight of Swords is about self-imposed prison. Are you beating your head up against the wall in a sense where you're not getting anywhere? You could be overthinking. You could be replaying out an old mental story in your head based on some sort of maybe glory in the past or something in the past that the Six of Wands in its shadow energy, it can be about being overlooked. It can be about feeling like you failed or feeling humiliated or even feeling shameful. But I feel like you've had more wins, more glorious moments than maybe shames or falls. Some of you don't see that now, but in the grand scheme of things, I feel like there has been. Okay. Now, 8 of Swords, what does it say here? Literally, it says new perspective. You can't make that up. I didn't even see that until just this moment. But the 8 of Swords is about finding ways to bring more stability to your mental health. And this is you. This is air, right? So 8 is also a stable number. And so you've been kind of racking your mind with new ways of doing things, new solutions. You've been probably saying here, oh, Melissa, I have been figuring out what I want to grow in my garden, what works, what doesn't, what I want to see bring to fruition. And I feel like a lot of you are doing a great job. But sometimes we need to pause and we need to reflect a little bit because we may be overthinking, over worrying, overburdening ourselves. But there is a new opportunity coming in here for you. Now, what's above you is this 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So you're definitely coming out of a period of the dark night or a period of not being able to see things quite clearly with a mask. Maybe some difficulties for some of you. Gosh, I just heard theft again. Some of you did get something stolen from you. Stolen time, stolen energy. Maybe someone came in and stole all your damn carrots, right? What a surprise they got when they pulled up a carrot and boop, it was that big. With the 5 of Pentacles showing up, you are taking a look at finances. You're not letting pride get in the way, or you're not letting some sort of foggy glasses come into your peripheral vision and block a shadow or cast some sort of, fog over what you need to see. Because this is about coming back home. It's a sense of belonging. And we see another pentacle here. Some of you may have even lost a home, lost a job, lost your sense of security, lost your identity even. Okay, some of you may have been pulled under the rug at times. But I feel like you're making a big comeback. And what do I always say, Gemini? The comeback is stronger than the setback. Now, in your near future, you have the blue-footed booby showing up as the 2 of Swords. So more air energy here, but there's a decision. There's a choice to make here. Do I stay putting all my time and energy into the garden that, is maybe a certain... Well, we've been talking about the garden. It may be a certain plotted area, right? It could be putting the same things into the garden that you know how it's going to turn out. You can keep doing the same thing over and over, Gemini, but you're going to get the same results. Or do you choose to move in a different direction? And this is about indecision, but you're going to receive the clarity needed. But right now I feel like there's a little bit of information overload. Okay. For those of you that are, maybe you're watching a lot of YouTube videos or you are talking to a lot of different people, take a little bit of a step back from that energy. Okay. Allow yourself to truly go within to gain some of the answers and to gain some of that clarity, because sometimes when we have information coming in at all angles, right, we can listen to 10 different readers on YouTube and yes, pull a little bit of what resonates, but ultimately there's so much coming in that we feel crazy, right? We feel the gears shifting and it can cause us to have, headaches, and it can cause us to feel overstimulated. This may be happening to you at work. Maybe you feel overstimulated. You're really using your mental capacity to the max. Okay. Some of you are big thinkers. I mean, you are a Gemini. So this is about being able to clear what's not working with the 8 of Swords, right? Clear that energy to make way for what does work. And this can be in posse as well. So I do feel for some of you, if someone is challenging you at this time, and this is interesting because this just came up in Taurus's reading as well. Maybe some of you have Taurus in your chart or you're on the cusp, but it's important that if there's a challenge or a challenging person, take a look, put up that mirror, the mirror of life, and say, okay, what is it that I need to really, truly learn in this situation? Am I meant to withdraw from it entirely? not my monkeys, not my circus, right? Or is there something I need to take a deeper look into at this time? So I do feel like you are thinking about things, but you are also dropping to your heart center, your soul center, and you're going to allow spirit to divinely guide you because you are spirit, right? This is about you connecting to your higher self, connecting to your spiritual team. And I feel like you will move forward and you're being guided to move forward on this divine path here. So whatever decisions you have coming up here for you, you're going to shift the gears. They're going to start to get rolling. And it's kind of like a dominoes I see. Once you make a decision, the rest is going to fall into place here. How are you feeling? Four of Cups, the frog. Four of Cups is showing up in reverse here, which is good as well. So a lot of these cards are showing up in reverse, which means you're being able to see from a new perspective. The Four of Cups is about contemplation. So you're definitely contemplating a new opportunity. Say yes to this new opportunity, especially if you've done a lot of analyzing and you're thinking, okay, why do I keep replaying this out? I already know what I need to do. Well, let me tell you, Gemini, we do that because it's that mental story that we play over and over because it's locked in a gear, right? And it's a gear that's stuck over and over, and it's hard to shift into third gear sometimes, or it's hard to shift into a lower gear when the gears are malfunctioning, right? If anyone's ever driven a manual, you don't want to keep grinding, you don't want to keep grinding, but it's a shift here taking place that will be and should be more smooth than the gears that have been grinding in the past. Because what's going to happen if you grind those gears? You're not going to have a transmission, right? I mean, I'm not a car fanatic here, but I do know that it's not good to grind gears. I've done it back in the day when I first learned how to drive a manual or a stick shift. That happens, but over time things start to get smooth, and you have the ability here to smoothen something out, to contemplate it, and to move forward, because there has been a little bit of a loss. I see that here for you. A loss of finances, a loss of a job for some of you, or just at times even a loss of who you are. Even if you have money coming in and you're working for someone, you may be questioning, who am I? What am I here for? How can I get myself out of some sort of apathy? Do I have the momentum and the motivation? Yes, you do. This is about a new opportunity here for you coming in. Now, what's showing up in your environment? A little bit of nostalgia, right? Going back to when things were simpler, right? Maybe you were forced to drive that manual, but really you were used to an automatic. They're a hell of a lot easier, right? And maybe you're dreaming and thinking, okay, well, I really would like to drive that automatic, because you don't quite know how to drive the manual. But once you start to drive it, you get the hang of it, and it's fun. Right? It's fun, it's joyful, and it brings a sense of satisfaction that you've learned. And now you have two opportunities, right? If you can drive anything. And so I feel like that's what's showing up here for you. But you may be reminiscing a little bit and saying, well, it's a little too difficult. I don't know if I want to move in that direction. I'm here to tell you, Gemini, you have what it takes, regardless of how old you are, whatever this may be for you. Wherever you come from, wherever you grew up, whatever your background is. Yes, of course, these things play into it to a degree, but it's not the biggest degree. Okay, this is about you having a homecoming, having a reunion in a sense, feeling that sense of belonging, that you are here on planet Earth with a reason, with a purpose, with a sense of belonging and connectedness to all things. There's a sense of oneness coming up here in your reading. This is also about embracing the inner child, having a little bit more fun. So if there is an opportunity in the month of November, there's an opportunity to have fun, take it. If you don't see the opportunity, make one. Right? This could be you going out there and doing something you've always wanted to do, maybe a little bit of travel, spending time with your children or time with your family. The Six of Cups can be about practicing kindness. It is small acts of kindness for others as well. There's a second chance here for you to reconnect to the soul of who you are, Gemini. And if that's been missing for a little while, it's showing up here, because this is something you yourself are wanting and needing and manifesting. That's why you have the Buddha card showing up. let's take a look at some of those scary fears, right? Let's look at some of your hopes and some of your fears because, okay, thank you, Spirit. Because yeah, we can sit with those fears, but we can also manifest our dreams if they're aligned with our, our soul's desires. The Temperance. Some of you are getting a little bit impatient, and that is a fear of yours. What if I get impatient and don't make a move, or I cut this off, or I don't stay consistent to this, and I know I should, right? There's so much what ifs because timing, it seems at times that timing is such a big factor when really time is very important, of course. Time is very valuable, and it seems like we don't have enough of it. But this is also about divine energy. It's about perfect harmony and miracles. And the Temperance card, it doesn't get enough, from what I've seen anyway, it doesn't get enough energy and momentum, but it's one of the most beautiful cards. It really is, because the Temperance card comes after, major transformations. It comes after the death. And it's about blending of the energies, blending of the spirit world and the physical. It is about compromise. It's about self-control. It's about moderating. But it's also about this divine energy coming together to manifest a miracle. Okay? It's coming together in perfect harmony. So trust that what you are meant to be doing, the path that you are on, you're exactly where you need to be, and you are being divinely guided to maybe course correct or shift. And it's just a little bit of a bend in the road, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to be thrown off track here in a big way and you're never going to find your way back. This isn't like Hansel and Gretel throwing out the breadcrumbs and someone comes and eats those breadcrumbs, right? So I feel like a lot of you, yes, your patience is growing thin, but your patience is going to pay off. And your final outcome for November of 2023, holy shift. You have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is more than money. This is spiritual wealth. It's emotional wealth. Yes, it can be financial wealth as well, but it is lasting happiness and success. That's truly what you desire on a deep soul level. Yes, we all know that we need, at this day and age anyway, or at this time in history, maybe it won't always be like this, but we need money to survive. But this shows up as the whole package, right? Holistic view of compensation, of money, of abundance, of success. It's being able to see the divine blessings that are in front of you, that are around you, and that are still being implemented into your life. This is a beautiful final outcome for you. Some of you, you want to spend time with family, maybe help families, work from home, work remotely. Some of you are family counselors, family guides. You may be shifting and altering ancestral wounding in family generations here. This is big stuff. 10 of Cups isn't something to kind of joke around. Well, I mean, it is. You have the playful energy. So playful, having fun, bringing a sense of lighthearted energy. When this 10 of Cups shows up, it's the card of good fortune, family vacations. It is about deep affection for what you do. It's a sense of serenity, a sense of bliss. It is a sense of you hitting some goals that you've had because, yes, you've been realistic, but you also, you went big, right? You shoot. What do they say? Shoot for the stars. And even if you'll land upon the moon, I'm getting here those dreams manifesting here for you. And this can be also the card of settling down into a more secure, more peaceful, more blissful, more tranquil energy and environment. There's that silver lining. This is quite beautiful. All right, let's get a message here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. What do we need to know here for Gemini? Wisdom of the Oracle. Gemini, we have to the sea. Okay, who's going and spending time near water? This could also represent your emotions, which, 10 of Cups here. So some of you could be traveling. It's also card 7. Maybe you're born on the 7th, or you could be 48. But get ready. There's something beautiful calling to you. And listen to your emotions. Listen, even though we see pentacles showing up and we see that, yes, you're working on your pentacle, you're working on the earthly and the physical, but there's a lot happening spiritually for you. Spiritual and divine timing is bringing in this 10 of Cups. And you're ready. because the poise card says you're ready. It's time to kind of prepare, in a sense, to take off, because you are taking off here in a new direction. I really love this. All right, we're going to get a message here from one of my new favorite decks. I'm loving this. It is the Shaman's Dream Oracle by none other than Colette Baron Reed. You can find all of this information here, all the decks used, in the description box below the video. This is mindful. It's about group think. And oh my gosh, I think we literally just talked about this. We did. Remember when we said overstimulation of information? That's exactly what this card is all about. And it says keeping a clear mind, Gemini, hurtful thoughts or group think. The human mind can be so many things: a prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key, as you are in a fertile time for full manifestation. And we have that bunny, right? That's the challenge for you. There's the key to keep that mind clear of some of those destructive thoughts with that Eight of Swords. The quality of your thought is key, as you're in a fertile time for full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. I mean, you can't make that up. We've been referencing the garden in your whole reading here. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. It's easy to be influenced by others right now too, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from the energy and the sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in your outer world. Stay out of the gossip and other forms of groupthink, for when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of, and keep the faith, Gemini. Good brings more good, love more love, and gratitude more things to be grateful for. Wow, what a beautiful synchronistic energy to remind you of everything we've been talking about here. So yeah, allow yourself to step aside. And there's that clock, right? There's the clock here, which does represent that temperance energy. So we see everything happening here in divine timing. So I love this card here, mindful. Make sure you're mindful of expansion, right? And last but not least, let's get a message here from your spirit animals. And at this time, Gemini, I just ask, if you can, please close your eyes for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. And with your eyes closed, I want you to focus on your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to think about the first animal or animals that pop up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. Perhaps they swim deep in the sea. Your animals could be wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. It could be an animal that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, one that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors, or maybe even visited through your dreams. It could be an animal trying to get your attention at your home right now. There is no right or wrong answer, Gemini. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free reading giveaway, all you need to do is post your power animals or animal in the comment section box below the video. And I personally will enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of each month and post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss when that comes out. Right away here, I was seeing a hawk in my mind's eye, and the hawk is showing up here with the message of let spirit be your guide. And that's the message from the Buddha, right? Being divinely guided, letting spirit, letting your higher self, letting your spiritual team help you and guide you instead of letting the world or that group think, that mind full of stories that we weave into our mind, right? It's about dropping into the soul space and letting spirit guide you forward instead of letting the external guide you forward. Some of you may be 32 years old, 35, maybe you're born on the 14th or the 18th. Next up here, you have Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. That's what we have with the Six of Cups showing up in your environment. You're a very kind, very compassionate individual. Make sure that that reflects in what you do, reflects in how you communicate and interact with others, but most importantly with yourself. Self-love, gentleness, and compassion for who you are on that soul level. Next, you have Koala. Koala says spirit has a plan, and you're getting that repetitive energy here of spirit knows, right? Sometimes that plan we don't always see, right? We're not always able to clearly see what that may look like because sometimes that image of what we think is based on the stories and conditioning of the past, but there's something quite amazing. I mean, 10 of Cups is beautiful. And lastly here, act as if. Chameleon spirit, act as if you have that loving, supportive role. Act as if you are, abundant. Like it says here in that card earlier, bring about the energy of more gratitude and you'll see more things you're grateful for. Show up in the energy of love and you're going to see that love is all around. Act as if these things are already there because they are. It's our own minds that push it away. Right? So act as if because these things exist. The chameleon represents adaptability as well. So adapting to some changes, adapting to new energies. If you're fearful that you're not going to fit in or you won't adapt, change your perspective, right? Chameleon brings a very powerful message here. Act as if. That is what I have for you, Gemini. I hope it resonates. If so, please feel free. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm getting the name here, Becca, Becky, Rebecca. Please take that as it resonates. Thank you so much for being here, Gemini. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. It certainly does help the divine channeled messages get out into the universe to those that need it most. And it certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I greatly appreciate. If you haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button and you're vibing with the energy here, I would love to have you a part of our Intuitive Soul Tribe. Thank you so very much for your time, Gemini. Lots of love.